Holmes beatdown, a horror show only ended by trainer Angelo Dundee refusing to let him answer the bell for the 11th, there were other serious issues to consider. Ali had used thyroid medication before the contest, to excess, he himself would admit, and taken painkillers immediately after it, crucially before the mandatory post-fight urinalysis had even been conducted. There was then a surfeit of available reasons why the commission seemed bound to ensure the 60th fight of Ali's pro career was also going to be his last. Indeed, recognizing the weakness of his position and knowing the lay of the land from Rogesh's public statements, Ali's attorneys had tried to preempt the hearing. In a letter dated December 19th, they offered to surrender his license in Nevada, a gesture that would make the adjudication moot and, more importantly for the boxer's future prospects, not force other states to take their lead from the most influential commission in the sport and effectively retire him. Rogesh and his colleagues didn't buy this gambit. They were determined to wield their power to call a halt to perhaps the greatest career the sport had ever seen. They countered to his lawyers that Ali's offer to surrender the license meant nothing if they refused to accept it, and after a vote, that's exactly what they decided to do. So then the hearing began in earnest. A fight film was produced of the Holmes bout, and Ali's attorneys, Michael Fenner, Michael Conway, and Niels Pearson, began arguing the case on behalf of their client. Befitting a commission that usually didn't draw a big crowd, the meeting was held in a small room. However, so many people had shoehorned into it for this case that it soon began to get hot and clammy. As the proceedings dragged on, Ali grew visibly bored by the lawyerly back and forth. He could be seen doodling away on pieces of paper. That is, until he spotted a pair of kids in the public gallery. Che and Quasi Cunningham had been brought along by their mother. In this pair, Ali had found himself the perfect distraction from the labyrinthine business at hand. Beckoning them forward to his seat, he began entertaining his newfound audience with magic tricks. "I'm sitting there watching this and thinking, 'My God,' said Patricia Cunningham. 'Here's Muhammad Ali entertaining my kids while the commission is deciding whether or not he can fight. There were all these media and cameras there, and Ali didn't even look at them. He was just having such a good time with the boys. I'll never forget it.' Ali asked the Cunningham lads if they were hungry. They were, so he dispatched a member of his entourage to a nearby McDonald's to bring the boys back some food. Soon the thick smell of French fries wafted through the overheated room, adding a unique flavor to an already sticky atmosphere. Although it might have looked as if he wasn't paying attention, Ali clearly knew what was going on. The morning session had not gone his way, and he used the interval to inform the press he was already considering going down other legal avenues. "I've set aside $2 million if this goes to court. I don't feel humiliated, but this is silly," said Ali. "I'll take this to the highest court if I have to. They can't retire me without giving me a chance to prove myself again. Look at all the fighters who are knocked out cold. Ernie Shavers, Ken Norton, John Tate, George Foreman, Joe Frazier. They never tried to retire them. I'm not just some ordinary Negro off the street. I'm the most controversial fighter in history. They can't railroad me. We're going to make this a world case. This is going to be a good rumble. Bigger than the fight." The commission definitely wanted to stop Ali fighting again in Nevada, but it also definitely needed to avoid the type of costly and embarrassing litigation during which the spotlight would inevitably fall on how and why Rogesh and his cohorts had considered Ali fit to fight Holmes in the first place, especially after a 2-year hiatus from the ring. That scandalous decision hung like a dark cloud over the entire proceeding. By the same token, any move to a federal court by Ali's camp would also necessitate a rigorous independent investigation of the fighters.